Just a few seconds. Just a few minutes. It's always on Facebook. Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcomed. Life is a great opportunity. Indeed, life is an opportunity. Just as seed has an opportunity, life is the seed. Gurdjieff used to say that you are not born with the soul. That comes to you that is born as you continue through the life's routes. But with life, many problems comes in, and we consider life is a burden because it's a process. It's a process where you have to work moment to moment with awareness. Awareness becomes the fertilizer that keeps on nourishing and nurturing the seed that life is. The moment, and with the seed comes many problems that you have to plant it, you have to nourish and nurture it, protect it, and each moment as you interact in the world of objects and beings, how you have to interact, this is important. Many times we see things, nobody had asked our opinion, but we are ready to give our opinion. One should not speak unless there is no other option. I have heard 4 prince, they were prince, but each one of them used to stammer, and they were invited for, in the neighboring country, the king's daughters were to be married. So there was a news about these four princes. They were good looking, very intelligent. The only problem was they used to stammer. So mother sent them and said that make sure and remember one thing, that you do not have to speak. If someone says, you will tell them that you are on a fasting retreat, so you are not to speak. It happened that the wedding ceremony was taking place. A lamp, a diya, a clay pot was used to light. Again and again, a small mice was coming, and there were other things like some food items which are normally offered in a Hindu prayer was there. So the mice was coming again and again and trying to eat that. So one of them said, look, the mice. Look, but he said in his own stammering way. So after that, the first one said, look, mice. The second one could not stop. He said, you now saw it? I have seen it long ago. The second one said, you now saw it? I have seen it long ago. The third one said, be quiet. Remember the words of the mother. We are not to speak. So three of them spoke in one way or the other. The fourth one now said, you all spoke. I am the only one who did not speak. You saw the mice. The other said, the mice was there for a while. The third one said, be quiet. Remember the words of the mother. The fourth one said, all three of you spoke, but I did not speak. This is the situation. This is the situation of, because you remember, each time when a word is spoken, it creates an impression. It creates a bhav, feeling. And out of the feeling, a thought comes in. And with the thought, a process comes in. It is registered in your consciousness. And you have to remove it. If you have to attain to enlightenment or live a life beyond dualities. That is why it is an arduous process, but it is very simple. And that's why moment to moment awareness is necessary, what I should speak and when should I speak and why. These four princes, the first one saw, the rest of the three were supposed to remain quiet. But no, the ego keeps on prompting, and the first one said that, look at the mice coming again and again. The ego of the next one was now itching him to say something. You now saw it? I saw it long ago. The third one now trying to pacify. Remember what did the mother said, that we are not supposed to speak. So fourth one feeling a little good that everyone spoke, but he is the only one who did not speak, and in the process all the four spoke. You will recall that incident that happened in the life of Gautam Buddha. Every morning, the Buddhist monk, they have to take their begging bowl, and with the begging bowl they will go to the marketplace, they stand up in front of the house and loudly chant Bhiksham Dehi. Bhiksha means the alms. Dehi. I have come at your doorstep soliciting the alms. Bhiksham Dehi. But they were not supposed to stay more than a few moments and say this only 3 times. And after 3 times, if nobody comes out or calls you, then you move to the next house. Again, Bhiksham Dehi. And thus if you have gotten the alms from the first house, that is enough. And that is all that you have been given that day to eat. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And if you have visited 5 houses and nothing is given, that means that today is the day of fast and nothing is to be done more than that. So Buddha got up this morning, he put on his cloak, took his begging bowl and moved to a particular direction. Anand was following him as he always did. He reached to a village where he was not supposed to go. Crowd gathered. Buddha began this sermon, and as he began this sermon, a man from amidst the crowd came. First he uttered unpleasant words to Buddha. Then nothing happened to Buddha. He remained unmoved. Then he cursed Buddha. Nothing happened. Still Buddha remained unmoved. The man then spit on Buddha. He spit on Buddha. And Buddha wiped out the spit. This was too much for Anand. He told Buddha, what kind of spirituality is this? You are an innocent person. You have not done any harm to anyone. This man said unpleasant words, wasn't satisfied with that. Then he cursed you. Nothing happened to you. There was no response from you. Then he spit on you. Buddha said, Anand, this man has not said anything to you. And out of your love for me, you reacted. Do you know why I have come to this village? I have come to this village only because of this person. Suppose if you have financial problems, many loans, many credit cards, this and that and so, and some other bank, so your particular bank is not giving you the financial support that you need. They are adamant asking you to clear everything and then they will give you additional facilities. So somehow the other you got through some person and then another bank is willing to give you the support, and the bank says you have to bring a clear slip, the clearance slip from your existing bank. So you go and ask the bank that I need a clearance slip. He will dig in your history, how many credit cards you have, how many loans you have, how many accumulated interest. I heard recently a person that I have known, she had decided to take some kind of a insurance. I don't know what insurance was that, property insurance or something. So these days the insurance companies, if the premium is too high, they give you a loan against the premium. They give you a loan against the premium. And you keep on paying them every month. And after 12 months you again take a loan and pay the next year's. So this person took the loan and was paying. A few installments were paid, and after that it happened, she decided to discontinue. But that amount that she has taken remained in her account, and years went by. That 5,000 amount became 29 or 30,000. As far as she was concerned, she has decided to close that insurance deal, but did not settle the account. Now after 5 years and so, insurance company sends you a legal notice that you owe so much of money. You have to clear it. Otherwise, a legal action, unless you declare yourself bankrupt. So each one of your action is recorded and it needs to be cleared. So then there was no choice, but she made an arrangement with the insurance company to pay the amount in smaller installments. And the money was paid, and the basic amount would have been 5,000 or so. With added interest and everything, it came up to 30,000. So when you have unnecessarily reacted in a particular situation, the principle is very small, but the interests keep on accumulating. And when it explodes, you are not able to understand this. Why do I have to do this? That is why I said life is a great opportunity, that you do not interact, do not act unconsciously. Anand acted unconsciously. Buddha said, do you know why I have come to this village? When I looked into, I have cleared all my accounts. My account with this person was still open. I have moved, I have grown, I have blossomed into a flower. Buddhahood is born in me. But this person is still at the same level. What had happened when Gautam Buddha attained to enlightenment? To his father Shuddhodhan, Gautam was still his son Siddhartha. To his wife Yasho, that was still her husband, who had left in the prime of her youth, in the middle of the night without saying anything. The unfulfilled desires assumed the form of anger. She was very angry. When Buddha initiated Anand, Anand took a promise that you will not ask me to go anywhere. I will sleep in the same room where you will sleep. And third, you will not meet any person without my being present there. Anand, Buddha gave him that promise. When he was to go to meet Yashodhara, Buddha asked Anand to forgive him and do not come when he is going to meet Yashodhara. So Anand said, does it mean that you still have passion towards her? Buddha said, it is not so. I have attained to enlightenment, but Yashodhara has not. She is still in the same night when I fled from the palace without telling her anything. Rahul was lying next to her. She was in a pleasant smile, and I simply kissed her on her cheeks and left without telling her anything. So she is stuck at that moment. Why did this man left me in the prime of youth without telling me? Or why it was necessary that Buddha had to leave the palace? Was it not possible to attain to what he has attained in the forest? Maybe I would have been of great assistance to him in that process. I could have helped him while he is engaged in his austerities. I would have been side by side by him, sitting down and giving him the support, and I would have rejoiced that, but Buddha did not do that. So he said, Anand, Yashodhara is a very aristocratic, respectable person. If she sees you with me, she will not express her anger, and I will want her anger to be removed. Then Anand understood it, and Gautam went to meet Yashodhara on his own. As Buddha had mentioned, Yashodhara was stuck on that night when Gautam had fled from the palace. She expressed her anger. Buddha remained quiet. Buddha has transformed, blossomed, but Yashodhara had not. There was bound to have a reaction out of Yashodhara. Buddha understood his position, understood the state to which he has reached. He has understood the state to which Yashodhara was stuck. And it was very important for him to bring her out of that state. The same thing happened to his father. Father said, look, what are you looking at? You have lived in the forest, you were such a beautiful person, fair skinned, now you are looking dark, pale, and very weak. So Gautam tried to convince his father. So Shuddhodhan, his father, and Yashodhara could not see the light that Buddha had become. The transformation that has happened to Gautam, the seed has blossomed and the flower is there in full bloom, spreading its beauty and splendor. Beauty, splendor, and the fragrance in the outer atmosphere as light. But these two, being stuck because of their emotional attachment to Siddhartha, could not understand that. So then he says, why have you come here? Gautam said, I have come to remind you that this relationship, this life will vanish one day. Before dust into dust and wines and songs and zinger, wake up. Wake up from this slumber of emotions, slumber of feelings, that I am your son. I am nobody's son. Nobody is my father, nobody is my mother, nobody is my wife, husband, and no. I have gone beyond all relations. The relations remain up to the level of the body, up to the level of mind, up to the level of feeling. Beyond that, there is just all oneness. The drop has merged into the ocean. You are oceanic, cosmic presence. And as long as you are stuck in the quicksand of emotions and feelings, life becomes a problem. It is a great opportunity to remain stuck in the problems or go and transcend beyond that and make the life of non-problematic. It has a significance. Bliss follows him then like a shadow when you have, that is what happened, that the Buddha became the light, the awakening. The flower has blossomed, its beauty and the fragrance is spreading in the outer atmosphere as light. It is natural, it is spontaneous, it is not something that has been cultivated or practiced, because wisdom is nothing but arises out of the process known as witnessing consciousness in you. Wisdom is not knowledge. Instead, wisdom is the realization of your own interiority. It is not information, instead it is an experience. Not information in any way, instead it is an experience. You cannot accumulate it from others or from scriptures. Universities cannot give you the wisdom. In fact, no one can give wisdom to you. You have to arrive at it, as the core of wisdom on your own, when you're traversing along life's roads, fully conscious, awake and arise. Then you can attain to that wisdom. You have to discover it yourself. And the moment, and it is not there in the books, it is not with the teachers, it is already in you. You are born with it. The seed is born with the potentiality of being the flower. Only it needs the right atmosphere. Only it needs the right soil and a light and a right caring around it. Nothing else is needed. But you never look within. You go on looking outside, trying to search here and there and everywhere, and you're not finding it. And you conclude that life is barren. Hence, there is so much foolishness around in the world. There is misery and problems. To look within is the first and the last step of intelligence. To look within is the first and the last step of intelligence, because once you look in, there is nothing worth looking out for. Once you have learned the art of looking within, nothing appeals to you of the outside world. Nothing appeals to you of the outside world. There is nothing worth looking out for. Once you look within, you have seen the greatest treasure of existence. You have encountered godliness. Now there is nothing more valuable or anything more precious than that. All desires simply vanish, disappear. Only the responsibility remains. You have attained. Buddha had attained. And his emphasis was how to take Yashodhara out of that quagmire. One whom he had loved dearly. One who was close to his heart. one with whom he shared, promised to share life. Now, to bring that person out of that quicksand was the responsibility of Gautam the Buddha. The Father who has given him the opportunity to come into the world and continue the journey of transcendence, his responsibility was towards him, to bring him out. Then Gautam asked, when Siddhartha, his father asked, why have you come here if you are not my son and so? He said, I have come, I have experienced something. I have come to share with you that this body will disappear one day. Before this, the mind will disappear, dissolve. Before this body disappears, before the mind dissolves, you use this as an opportunity to walk, to attain to that which is the essential core of the life. And having blossomed that, nothing else remains to be achieved in life. To look within is the first and the last step of intelligence, because once you look in, there is nothing worth looking out for. Once you look within, you have seen the greatest treasure of existence. Greatest treasure of existence, you have encountered God. You have attained godliness. All desires simply disappear the moment you look within. Desire simply makes you a beggar, and when desires vanish, the beggar is gone and you become the king or the emperor or the queen. That is the whole effort of the spiritual journey. Certainly this is the way to give you the key to the kingdom of God. I am here to give you the keys for the kingdom of God. To give you the keys to the kingdom of God. Certainly this is the way to give you the keys of the kingdom, keys to the kingdom of God. The whole emphasis is on meditativeness and inwardness. You are accustomed too much to prowl around, to move around in the outside world, and absolutely remain unfamiliar with the inner realm. This is the only problem. This is the only problem you get afraid the moment you are asked to look within. The only problem, the problem of all problems, or the root of all problems, you can go on and on solving other problems. Nothing will be solved because you are only pruning the leaves, the foliage, and at the most the branches, but the root is there. The tree will go on blossoming, will go on grooming. It will bring new leaves, new foliage, new branches, and so on and so forth. When the autumn approaches, this is to be followed by winter, during the time when there is a snow all around, the trees covered. During that time, the certain delicate flowers, their branches are pruned. But if out of greed that why should I prune this branch or that branch, you are pruning the branches. The gardener remains merciless and he prunes the tree, because during that is the period of hibernation. The tree nourishes and nurtures itself, and the soil is mulched, more fertilizer is added to it. So after the hibernation period, when the new branches new leaves, new foliage begin to appear. They are healthier, the tree is healthier than before. In fact, the more you prune it, the thicker the tree becomes. You have to remove it from the roots. That is one of the most fundamental thing man has to understand. For the first time, we are capable of pruning many leaves. We have developed the technology of pruning. That technique is called psychoanalysis. Is the technique of pruning. It is the technology of pruning the leaves. The more you prune the leaves, thicker becomes the foliage, deeper becomes the problem of humanity. Anguish becomes intense. More and more people are feeling that life is ridiculous and it is meaningless. So many people are feeling it. There is tension. There is no peace. There is no serenity. More and more people are feeling that life is ridiculous. So many people are feeling it to different degrees, of course. The more intelligent one is, the more he feels that life has no meaning. And the reason is that we have forgotten how to cut the roots that create all problems. It is the roots that give birth to branches, foliage and leaves. The moment life becomes non-problematic means the root is cut. It has significance. It has glory. And then something divine starts growing deep within you. Once problem disappears, energy is released. There is no dissipation of any energy out of you. It does not waste in any way. It continues to help you in the process of your inner healing. Once problems disappear, energy is released, and the energy that was involved in problems, and that energy becomes your growth. It gives you the birth. I am not concerned with pruning the leaves alone. Our concern is cutting the very roots of all problems. Cutting the roots of all problems. And the moment the roots are cut, the branches are gone, the leaves, the foliage is gone. There remains the trees pruned. And with your awakening, with your witnessing, the tree becomes nourished and nurtured. And when the season of spring comes in, the tree attains to new glory, new splendor. It spreads its beauty and fragrance. What a benediction is that! That is why life is a great opportunity. Avail it. No one knows when it will come back to you again. A moment gone never comes back again. A moment is a great opportunity. It has been given to you now. Do not waste it in useless pursuits. You do not know when this will come again. When this awakening, the company that you have, will vanish. It is available to you. The sunrise is there. When sun is risen, make hay while the sun shines. When this voice will become silent, nobody knows. कब वाणी को विराम मिले, when the voice will suddenly become quiet, because you have not learned the art of a silent communion. So I have to speak to you, to explain that which could be spoken through silent gestures. Remember, life is an opportunity to evolve, to look within, to transcend beyond all that is known. Life is an opportunity to one day transcend beyond all dualities. Life is a great opportunity. Only this much for this morning. Take care and do have a pleasant day.